Ever since I was a young kid, I always wanted to be famous, and it wasn't until in 2018 of November that I knew that I wanted to be a YouTuber.
All right, I need everyone to come on in, gather around. We got a couple things to discuss, all right? I got a story to tell you about how not to get taken advantage of and then thrown aside, right? Like a used condom. While the person you put your trust in, your faith in, who is already super successful at doing the very thing that you want to do, doesn't just use all of your greatest thoughts and ideas and creativity to slingshot and catapult themselves into the stratosphere while you struggle for the scraps. With what has to be hundreds to thousands of videos. I wouldn't be surprised if there's thousands of videos on Mr. Beast now, all over YouTube, and talking about his unethical practices. And my algorithm, listen, has been blowing up, and it's showing me nothing but Mr. Beast videos for the past 3 or 4 days. So none more important than this one right here that we're going to talk about right now. Shout out to this guy. When I first saw this video, it had somewhere around a little over 3,000 views. Okay, it has now, okay, at the time of me recording this, taking off into the stratosphere, into the stars, with over 2 million views. And listen, if you're interested, go ahead, check it out. If you're interested in finding out more information about how scummy Mr. Beast is, and I implore you to go watch the video. It's already done over 2 million. But if you're not one of the 2 million, if you're not among the 2 million that has already seen this video, I am going to sum it up for you right here now, and that's what I want to talk about. Now listen, he does sum this video up, okay, in less than 10 seconds at one point. For all of the people that have short attention spans, I believe he does sum it up, okay?
So in a nutshell, before we get into all the details, Mr. Beast gave me a fake job, flew me out there to work. I worked my butt off, took all my ideas, sent me home and told me there wasn't a job available, and then proceeded to not only do that, but then to take my ideas still and then make a video.
So I'm not gonna watch the entire thing here. I'm just gonna give you all the cliff notes, because the video itself is about 23 minutes long. But I definitely think that there are some key notes to take away from this, aside from the fact that Mr. Beast doesn't care about anyone outside of his close circle of little friends. There's more to learn here. So this guy, Ty Orr, okay, starts off explaining about how he's always wanted to do, all he's ever wanted to do was be a YouTube star. But that he soon realized that his videos were very cringeworthy and that he didn't have the video presence for it. His words, not mine. But what he could do very well was edit videos and brainstorm fresh content ideas. This was very, 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 very popular and needed amongst creators. So this particular set of skills brought him into contact with some very, very popular media brands on YouTube, in which his skill set was able to be used, and it was able to put him, okay, into close proximity with other creators, all right? His skills were being put to use behind the cameras. Now, it was very important. It's important to note this because he believes this is how he was put into contact with the Mr. Beast brand in the first place. Even though the email he received says that he contacted them, he doesn't believe that he did. Neither here nor there. Right? Because it's highly believable that if this guy is known to the media industry as a talented editor who is also a creator for content ideas that the people have been working with, and for Mr. Beast came across his name and his contact information, especially if they put it out there that, you know, they were searching for talent, it's highly probable that they did find this guy instead of vice versa. So he responds to the email and gives it a shot, because why not? If it was really Mr. Beast and his team reaching out for an opportunity, then awesome, right? He gets to work with one of the biggest the biggest channel in YouTube history. If it's legit, what could go wrong? Well, I'll tell you. So he gets this big opportunity. Of course, he is excited. He's thrilled to be given an opportunity to work with Mr. Beast. And so he makes arrangements to take a flight to meet up with Mr. Beast. I'm sorry, not Mr. Beast himself, his team, right? Because again, he believes that he is coming on the scene for a job opportunity. Well, he was dead wrong. To make a long story short, they brought him in along with two others, okay, to float ideas around and put their best foot forward in helping to brainstorm ideas for Mr. Beast's channel. They spent literal hours and multiple days coming up with project ideas and ways to make Mr. Beast more money.
Mentioned before, this is Leslie sending me an email. Thanks, Ty. Are you able to fly in on Tuesday, be on office Wednesday through Friday, and fly back out on Saturday morning? Of course, I said yes, and she gave me all my travel info.
And here's where the lesson comes in for me. He says that when he got there, the first thing that they had him do was sign a sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, how much do you want to bet that sign-in sheet, okay, that they had him sign wasn't just a sign-in sheet? So they have him sign in, and he gets to go inside of this huge warehouse with multiple rooms where the people that work for Mr. Beast are coming up with ideas. It is just one big cluster of people trying to impress Mr. Beast, apparently, or at least one of the top guys that work for Mr. Beast. And so they throw this guy, Ty Orr, into a room and immediately begin having him lend his ideas to future projects and videos. And let me say right here, I don't know how old this guy was at the time, but what you should never, ever do is sign anything without understanding what it is that you're pinning your signature to. That's number one. Number two, you can guess where this is going next, right? Because they ended up sending him home after this brainstorming session was done. And when he got there, he had a nice little email waiting for him, basically saying, "Thank you, come again," or don't. They decided that they weren't hiring him. They sent him home. He's super sad, and months later, that's when he sees his very own video idea pop up in a new YouTube video for Mr. Beast's channel. Yeah.
We're going through some reorganization with the team and are limited on roles we have open for teams. I appreciate you sending a receipt, blah, 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 whatever. This is where I started to say, but I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything at all. Not a single word until I saw this on Twitter. Just uploaded the most insane video we've ever done. Go watch. Take a look at this picture. Take a good hard look at this picture. Does that remind you of anything you've seen so far? Does it remind you of anything you've seen remotely close to it? Or does it look like the exact same thing that I drew? The exact same thing that I pitched? Everything. Do you want to know how much I got paid for that? Zero. I didn't get paid a single dime. This man, this company, his employees not only took the time to exploit me, to have me work for them under the false pretenses of a job that wasn't, that they weren't available or able to give at the time. Yet they had many people go in and out, in and out.
They completely stolen his idea, kicked him to the curb, and didn't pay him a dime for it. It reminds me of a similar situation I heard about from the JBP, Joe Budden Podcast. I was listening to the Joe Budden Podcast the other day, and at the end of the episode, they have what they call a part of the show, right? And this segment typically features someone who has signed up for one of the more expensive Patreon tiers, and they get to write into the show. Right? So writing into the show to pose a question to everyone on the platform, in which they read the question live on air and then they proceed to answer it. Well, one of the questions that came through had an individual write into the show about a great marketing idea for an upstart company that he had. And he wanted his friend to go on this journey with him. He wanted his friend to quit his job and join him in bringing this great idea to fruition, right? Fast forward, his friend ends up quitting his job and joining him for this marketing business idea. But shortly after, that friend that quit his job ends up ghosting the friend with the idea. And he pops up weeks later, after ghosting him, that is, to tell him that he has just secured a new high-level marketing position with a new company. And of course, you all can figure out the rest. It was using the same strategy and business idea that he quit his job for to get the new job. Needless to say, the friend wanted to know, he felt slighted, and he wanted to know what he should do about it, how he should react. But let me tell you something. Especially you people that believe you're sitting on a gold mine of ideas or thoughts, right? I know you want to show everyone what you're capable of and demonstrate how useful you can be, but you need to be aware of the dangers of releasing your intellectual property to people that you are not under contract with. This guy, Ty Orr, this guy went in there and gave them intellectual gold, and they gave him nothing for it. And I'm not sure how it's worked out in the past for him, maybe, but I mean, I would think that someone who has been around in that space for at least a little while would be privy to knowing how to protect themselves and how to move, right? And how to protect his ideas. But again, I don't know. Maybe that's what he's always done for some of these other big media brands, right? Before he got the job. Either way, this is a lesson for Ty Orr, which I think in the long term, he'll probably be fine, right? He'll probably be fine. If he's as good as he says he is, he'll be fine. But I do want to point out that at the very end of his video, it took a turn because he did the ultimate no-no, okay? Because he proceeded to ask people watching that video, again, that has over 2 million views now, for $1.7 million in GoFundMe funds. Yes, you heard that right. He put up a GoFundMe, okay, for getting chopped and screwed by Mr. Beast and wanted the people to pay for it to the tune of $1.7 million. Where that figure came from, I have no idea. But let me tell you what I do know. This was a horrible move. You had the people there with you. This video at the time was skyrocketing again into the stratosphere, over 2 million views. You had everyone there on your side, and then you decided to be a little greedy in the moment, not a little greedy, a lot greedy in the moment, and request a bunch of people that had nothing to do with you getting taken advantage of to pay for Mr. Beast. He's since taken the GoFundMe down, and he's apologized and said everyone will get their money back that donated. But ladies and gentlemen, this is yet another lesson to learn here. Do not bite the hand that feeds you, right? The people showed up to your video. Don't ruin the momentum you have with a GoFundMe asking for an absurd amount of money. He already said that you already told us that there's a part 2 coming, right? With more proof. He said there's going to be more text, more pictures, which I'm sure will also hit over 1 million views. It's going to go crazy. So listen, just continue to make the content, right? Let the numbers and the ad revenue bless you however they bless you. Just make the content. People are going to show up. People are going to watch the video. If you've been paying attention, any video that has been centered around Mr. Beast has been going insane, right? Especially videos titled, "I worked for Mr. Beast." So I'm pretty sure now that he's amassed a following of people to pay attention to him, that the next video is going to go crazy too. Just use the momentum, take the ad revenue from that, and go on about your day. Continue to grow as a creator, as a content creator. Continue to get better, right? Continue to stack upon your skill set, and I'm pretty sure you'll be fine. But do not ruin the momentum that you have built up in this moment to ask the people for them to pay you $1.7 million as a result of what somebody else did? As a result of you getting treated like trash for somebody else, from Mr. Beast? Why should the people have to pay for Mr. Beast's mistake? No, sir. No, sir. Like I said, again, he's taking it down. The GoFundMe, that is. He's taking the GoFundMe down, which I think was a good move because he was getting flamed. He was getting roasted. He was getting dragged in the comments, as he should, because 1.7 million, dude, honest, seriously, the fuck out of here. But listen, there's going to be more information to come. There's going to be more videos to come, apparently. And I will be right here tuning in. But let these lessons, please, take root within your souls. If you're looking to be a content creator, or if you're just looking to go into business with someone, please take these lessons to heart. There's a lot to learn here. A lot to learn here. And in my opinion, Ty Orr made a lot of mistakes. He gave Mr. Beast and his team way too much credit. There's a group of scumbags over there that all they care about is the next video. Like I said, they chewed him up. They spit him out. They sucked all the nutrients and all of the great ideas that he had from him and told him, hit the road. And this is what you have. But listen, I got a secret. That's what a lot of media companies do. Mr. Beast Company ain't the only one, and I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying this is something for you to be aware of if you are looking to market yourself as someone who is able to bring a company great ideas for their brand. You need to be aware of what it is that you're doing, and please, by all means, protect your intellectual property. I'll see you on the next one.